Okay, bismillah. So we said this is an example of how to just read two numbers, sum them, and then display the results of that sum by just reading one int at a time and putting them into the A and B. Actually, you see here I'm displaying enter two numbers all at once. So, but I can display, ask the user, please enter the first number, please enter the second number, and then I do the operations. But it's up to you. If nothing in the question tells you what you should be doing, then you're free. You can just ask them to enter all the numbers at once, like this. Or you can ask them, please enter the first number, for example, the first number here, and then you read it, then you display again, please enter the second number. And it's going to do basically the same thing. So instead of doing something like this, now I can do something like this. But note that I can also do something like this. But the output is going to be a little bit messed up. Now what happened, I entered two values in the first enter first number. But this second value was not completely erased or forgotten. It was stored in the memory, and then it was used later on. So it's up to you. You choose which one you like. I personally sometimes prefer this because it's less typing, but anyone can do whatever he wants. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rename this C because this is not something that is nice. I'm just going to show you how you can rename a variable using NetBeans help, because it's really nice. So you don't forget to one place that you have forgotten to change. I like your phones. So if I see you using them, I will take them, and then maybe next time I will take them for the whole week, or I don't know. I might try that. So I'm going to use Control R. Say if I press Control R, you see this rectangle, this red rectangle that becomes available, and then this. Now, if I type something, you see it applicable to all the other places where this C was used. Now, I just would like to change that to something that is sum. So it's much better than doing that. Also here, you see this A. I'm just going to rename it. You click on this and then Control R. And then you call it, for example, N1 for number 1, and it changes everywhere. Control R, Control, and R, N2. And let me, maybe I forgot, I should have used something. There's some tool that I used to do, or used to have. If I find it, yes, here it is, this one. Okay, now I think probably you will be able to see the keystrokes that whatever I press. Okay, yes, here it is. So now this thing, if I click somewhere, you'll be able to see it. So it's kind of nice. So you see, if I type here Control R, you see this Control R here. Oh, that's not what I. So you see Control R. So this is showing you actually what if I type something, and then you can see. So I said N2. How you do that again? You press Control R instead of a variable, and then you can type whatever you want. It's just going to change it to something else. If you would like to cancel, just Control Z again, and it cancels it. All right. So now what I'd like to do, I'd like to do the exercise number 1, which is here. Write a program that reads two integer numbers from the keyboard and display the result of the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of the first number with the second number. So I'm just going to basically, that I have the sum, copy and paste, minus, multiplication, and then division. I'm just going to rename that to be now subtraction, multiplication, and then division. Now don't be scared to type very long names in the variables, because actually, even though we like to not type a lot of code, but I really put a lot of effort into putting names of variables that are clear to understand, because we'll be using a lot of them, and then if they're not clear, like use A, B, C, D, these are not really good names for variables, because literally don't even remember yourself, the programmer, you don't even remember what does A means or B. Is it B or C, the multiplication or the division? You don't even know. And then NetBeans is going to help you with the control space to get the things typed. For example, I just type it the first time, like multiplication, which is the longest of the variables, and then but I don't have to type it more. Let's see what I mean. For example, here, see, I can just copy and paste, or I can just type mul and then control space. It continues because there's no other option. If I just type M, there may be other things that can start with M, but if I type MU, there's only one. So you see, if I type MU and then control space, it just finishes it for me. Or if there's some options, it's just going to give me the options. But control space is what gives you like different menus. So you don't have to type a lot. But it's better that you use this long name rather than use some very short names that are not really useful. Now, if I run this thing, enter two numbers, 1 and 2, and the sum is 3, subtraction is 1 minus 2, that's minus 1, multiplication is 2, but division is 0. Why? Int divide by int. Now, how to fix this? One of them should be double. I'm not going to make this double because I'm reading double. Well, I could also do this to be double. Put everything double. But this is not really needed, because even if I put it double, I'm going to put an int inside of it, so it's going to be 2, for example 1 is going to be 1.0. But that's fine. I'm still reading an int. As far as the exercise goes, I'm asking to read two integer numbers. I'm going to read an integer number. It is going to be stored internally as a double. But I don't have to do that. I need only the division to be double, and just putting this will solve the problem, right? Yes, no. It will not solve the problem. It just gets fancier, but it's still not correct. Why? Because this is still an int divided by int. This is going to be 1 divided by 2. 1 int divided by 2 int is going to give me 0. Now 0 is stored, this is an int 0, not for half, because int by int gives you 0. The 0.5 is going to be thrown away. This 0 is going to be stored inside the double, so it will become 0.0. That's what I'm seeing. So what I need to do is one of these should be converted to double, either this one or the other one. Now this one is double now. This 2 is going to become 2.0. Now I divide 1 by 2.0. 1 is going to be converted to 1.0 divided by 2.0 is going to give me 1.5. So now it's going to be correct. If I take this and put it on the other one, that's fine too. One of them should be double, or both of them double. It doesn't hurt, but one of them at least is the minimum. The minimum is one of them. So don't ever forget, whenever you have a division, make sure that it's not int by int. And this is a mistake that I've been seeing all over the place, because even though I remind you not to fall into that mistake, you still do it because you used to just divide whatever we have. A question? The first one, this one? If you replace which one? Tell me which line? This line? What's your question? This one? It's not possible, because you're trying to put a double value inside of an int. So it's not going to allow you to do that. It's going to tell you incompatible type, possibly lossy conversion from double to int. So you can't. If you really would like to do that, well, this whole thing, I would like to convert this whole thing to int. Now notice the parentheses is because the whole thing now is going to be a value that I'm going to convert into int. Now this is not a problem anymore, but for the sake of this exercise, it's not really useful. So it has to be double. Is that okay? But that was a good question. Any question? What do you mean? Can we do anything about println? What is? Can we make it shorter? What do you mean with shorter? System.out.println? You mean the fact that you're typing this? Well, what do you like to do? All in one line? Well, it's going to be too long. You can do that, but then don't put this println. Just the last one, keep it ln. But then there's a problem because you see, they're going to be the numbers. This sum is going to be connected to the of the subtraction. But you can fix that by putting maybe a space here and a space here and a space here. So now we have spaces between those, but still this is still a very long sentence. So it's better to keep it like this, but it's up to you. All right, so that's it for that exercise.